Mother Yashoda and Radharani do with that cow's milk? So many madura sweets they make. Rasgullas and sandesh and rabri and so many things. Makkah and yogurt and butter, all comes. Krishna loves too much. You've heard of the term sweet butter. Sweet butter. That fresh cow's butter churned from fresh cow's yogurt. Krishna goes wild for that sweet taste. He steals it. It's so good, he robs it, he steals it. It's a sweet taste of butter, gavo madara, and this even sweeter taste of the gopis' love. Butter is sweet, fresh butter is sweet, but when it's churned by the sweet heart of a loving devotee, then that sweet butter becomes even sweeter. Gavo madara. Yashtir madara. Yashti means his yati, his danda is his staff is sweet. Yashtir. We say yati, vairagi. So Krishna carries a stick, lagudi stick. It's very sweet and it's curved because Krishna's Tera Bhagavan. He's always crooked. So Krishna's stick that he rests on goes like this. It's shaped like a crutch. If you break your leg, you use crutches under your arm. So it's shaped like this, but then the stick part is shaped like a snake. It goes like this, like this, like this, like this. So the top supports Krishna. So Krishna's love is the support of the universe. But Krishna's love moves in a crooked way. Krishna's love moves in a crooked way like a snake. Tera Bhagavan. He meets me, he leaves me, there's union and separation. It's unpredictable. We may meet, we may not meet. It's exciting, it's full of anticipation, because it's free form of love. It's parakiya love. Yashtir Madaram. So Krishna's staff is very sweet because it's symbolic. It's functional, holds Krishna in the pastures. He leans on his lagudi, his yashtir. But then the shape, the design, represents his love. When the gopis see the yashtir madaram, when they see Krishna's lagudi, his cow-herding stick, we say cow-herding stick, they're reminded, oh, this person is not straight. He's Tera Bhagavan. Nothing is straight about him. Chi Bangalalitam. He stands in a crooked way. He behaves in a crooked way. Sometimes he lies to us. Sometimes he cheats. He comes early in the morning to meet us. And he said, oh, I was very late. I couldn't find the way through the forest. He's lying. He was with another gopi. So his speech is crooked. His behavior is crooked. When he walks down the forest path, he doesn't walk straight like a businessman. Businessman walks straight down the sidewalk or the road, point to point. Krishna walks here and he walks there. If he sees something attractive and interesting there, oh, look at that beautiful bird. Oh, listen to that sweet sound there. Oh, look. He wanders here and there. His brahmitam, maduram. His wandering is very sweet. Nothing he does is straight. Everything he does is crooked. And even when he puts his pugri on his head, he doesn't wear it like an ordinary Rajasthani prince. It's not straight, it's crooked. It's called Bihari Mukut. Bihari Mukut. It's a little bit off-center. He doesn't set his pugri like that, he tilts it like this. He's crooked. He doesn't dress in a balanced way. Usually you have one earring here and one earring there, and one flower here and one flower there. Sometimes he puts one flower here, only one flower. It looks like imbalanced way. Everything is, his dressing is crooked, his speech, and even his staff, his lati, his lagudi is shaped in a crooked way. Because he's Tera Bhagavan. His love moves like a snake, here and there. But because of his unpredictable movements and crooked dealings, he's entered so deep into our heart. Because there's two types of arrows. One arrow has a straight point. It goes in and you can very easily take it out. There's another arrow that's shaped like this, crooked. If someone shoots you with a crooked arrow that's bent like this, it goes in and it's very difficult to pull out because it's curved like this and like that. So when it comes out, it goes very deep and hard to get out, remove. So Krishna's love is crooked, it's not straight. So when Krishna's love enters the heart, it goes very deep, goes this way, that way, and you can't pull out. It's easier to pull out a straight thread from a piece of cloth than a piece of thread that's woven like this. You have to go like this. So Krishna's yashtir is sweet because it represents that sweet crookedness of Tera Bhagavan. Madhurya Tera Bhagavan Sri Krishna. He's Tera. Then Shristir Madhura. Krishna's creation is very sweet. It's actually a sweet world. But we separate ourselves from the source of sweetness and life becomes sour and bitter and unclean and polluted. But if we're connected to the source of sweetness, then life is clean and uncontaminated and sweet and fulfilling. Shristira Madhura, Om Purnamadam Purnamidam. Krishna's creation is complete, completely perfect, and completely pure, and completely sweet. Look at this world. It's only man's intervention that has made pollution and disturbance and imbalance in nature and society everywhere. So the world, people often say, oh, it's a bitter world. It's a cruel world. It's a miserable world. People often say as they look around. But Krishna didn't make it that way. Shristiyar Madhura. He made it very sweet. And if this creation, we are also a creation of God. Man, woman, they're considered the crown of creation. So we are a creation, Shristira Madhura. And when our creation, or when we are linked with God, then we become Madhura, we become sweet. And then the whole world becomes sweet. There's a phrase that says, Vishwam Purnam Sukhayate. Vishwam Purnam Sukhayate. For one who is realized in God consciousness, Vishwam Purnam Sukhayate, he sees the whole universe is filled with happiness. The whole world is filled with sweetness. Everywhere he sees the hand of God, the mercy of God. And it's all for good. God is good. God is good. God is sweet. God is kind and benevolent. It is our intervention or our disturbance in the flow of God's will or in the natural order of God that has brought the chaos and pollution and misery and difficulty in the world. Once one great saint said, there's no shortage of anything in this world. There's only a shortage of God consciousness. If there was more God consciousness, there would be more sweetness in the world. Shristira Madhuram, then Dalitam Madhuram. Dalitam Madhuram means Krishna's defeating of demons, destroying the atheists is very sweet. The way he kills the demons in Krishna's Leela is very sweet. The way he kills. In Vrindavan, Krishna doesn't use any chakra, any weapons. Just his sweet hands or his sweet feet. A kick, a slap, a punch, bas. A sweet slap, a sweet kick, or a sweet punch. In America, they have a fruit drink called sweet punch. You mix some different fruits together, it's called sweet punch. So when Krishna went to Mathura, then he used a sweet punch. And he finished Kamsa, boom. And Kamsa just was dead. And Krishna took him for a sweet drag over to Vishram Ghat. Dalitam Madaram, then Phalitam Madaram. And the fruits, the fal that Krishna gives is very sweet. This is called the fruit of life. We say faltu means fruitless, faltu, without fruit. Krishna's bestowal of fruits is sweet. Everything is sweet about the original Lord of sweetness. When Krishna gives a fruit in our hand, that fruit is very sweet. When Maya gives a fruit in our hand, that fruit is very bitter. Maya gives death and rebirth. Krishna gives liberation and a life of eternal joy. That's the fruit of spiritual life. The fruit of material life, Maya means material life. Maya, Maya, that which is not. Maya, ya, na, Maya, that which is not. Material life, life without God, life based on sense gratification, personal endeavor, personal enjoyment, selfishness, conquering, exploiting, building, controlling, having, holding. This is all absence of God. This is the action of Maya, the action that's not connected to God. It's simply our imitation of God, being the Ishvara, being the enjoyer, being the controller, being the owner, possessor. So then Maya gives a fruit. Yes, now die. No more kingdom, no more control, no more power. And go to hell, become animal, become dog. Here's the fruit. Here's the fruit of your papa karma. Become pig. Pig fowl. Sewer fowl. That is not a sweet fruit. That is not phalitam madaram. The fruits of Maya are painful. The fruits of illusion are painful. Living a life of illusion will give you a fruit of illusion, an illusory fruit. But living a life of truth will give you a fruit of truth. So the fruit of truth is Golok Prapti, Brajadam Prapti, Prem Prapti. Phalitam Madaram, Madaradi Pater, Akilam Madaram. As Vallabha says, everything is sweet about the Lord of sweetness. So this concludes our discussion of the Madhurastakam, which is an elaboration of why Shukadeva Goswami and Vyasadeva in this verse have said, Brajasriya Krishna Grihita Manasa. That this Krishna, who's so sweet, he has the power to captivate the hearts of the gopis. Totally seize and control and captivate. And only this form of Bhagavan, Krishna Vrindavan, and only this name of Bhagavan actually depicts that power of captivation, that power of enchantment. So in our 2-day discussion of this Madhurastakam, we could appreciate how much captivation, how much sweetness there is in this Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. It was a rather elongated discussion, or let's say long discussion on one word, but one word says it all. This is the supreme name of Godhead, describes the supreme qualities of Godhead, and what captured the gopis was not power and grandeur, because I mentioned in the story at Paitagram and Govardhan during Vasant Ras, when the gopis saw the Purusha avatar, when they saw Vishnu, Narayan, the supreme creator and controller and maintainer, God, the generator, operator, and destroyer of the world, when they saw Narayan, their minds were not captivated, Grihita Manasa. They were searching for Krishna. He had left them during the Rasa dance. They saw Narayan, oh, Namo Narayan, pranams. Listen, Narayan, have you seen Krishna? So Narayan, Vishnu, despite all his power, all his grandeur, all his beauty, was not able to attract or interest the minds or hearts of the gopis. But Krishna, and only Krishna, could steal their hearts. So this symbolizes the supreme captivating power of Krishna. And the Acharyas say that this phrase, Krishna Grihita Manasa, Nishamya Gitam Tarananga Vardhanam Brajastriya Krishna Grihita Manasa Ajagmuranyonyam Alakshitodhyama Sayatra Kanto Javalola Kundala. And this phrase in the second pada, Brajastriya Krishna Grihita Manasa, that those Brajastriya, those cowherd damsels of Vrindavan, their minds were totally seized, which means as a result of that seizure and captivation of their mind by Krishna, that all attractive, all sweet Madhurya Krishna, then they lost their interest or attraction to anything else, as these upcoming verses will indicate. They lost their attraction or interest or attachment to their Varna Dharma, to their Ashram Dharma. And what's left? Varna and Ashram Dharma are everything about your body, and everything about your relatives and relations, and everything about your existence and position in the society, in the social milieu. They lost it all. So the Acharyas say that this term describing the gopis as Brajastriya Grihita Manasa is a perfect, it symbolizes Ananya Bhakti, that Krishna exalts in the Bhagavad Gita. Ananyas chintyanto mam yejana pariyupashate tesham nitya bhayuktanam yogakshemam bahamyaham. Ananyas chinta, that their whole consciousness became centered on Krishna and Krishna alone. So this verse or this line, Brajastriya Krishna Grihita Manasa, is showing and teaching Ananya Bhakti. Ananya, devotion, love, dedication, surrender for no one else but Krishna, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, that all attractive Madhuram Sri Krishna. This is one point. And then Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, when he gives his tika on this verse, he says that he creates some imagery here. He said that Krishna, Grihita Manasa, means that the gopis became like puppets. They were controlled by the strings of Krishna's flute. Krishna played his jago kalam. He played his flute. Then manoharam. It captivated and enchanted their minds. Then Grihita Manasa. It totally seized and stole their minds. And so they couldn't even function anymore as a puppet, a little toy puppet